Miss Mackay, this is Miss Thompson, Miss Ridley and Miss Harrison. We're here to give you some top tips on effective A-level research and note taking.
So there's researching and then there's effective researching. When you do it properly, you will not only save time, but you'll get rich and reliable resources to use in your essay writing.
So, what can we search for? Let's try Henry VIII. So I'll type in Henry VIII into Google. Now notice how many searches come up. There's 9,160,000. But with some changes, your results can be much more concise and reliable. So let's try Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. Notice the wealth of searches that come up that you can use in your A-levels.
Top tip. Be careful of wiki pages as it's an editing free-for-all.
As some of you may be preparing for university, it is useful to start becoming familiar with how to use the library for research purposes.
We're now going to model using a university library catalogue. For the sake of this video, we're going to use the University of York Library. As you can see, it's the first result that comes up on Google. Now, you can see from the website that they have quite a lot of resources that can be really useful for research on the side panel of the website. But for what we're trying to accomplish, we're just going to use the University Catalogue search engine. So what we're going to do is type into the library catalogue Henry VIII and King Francis. Now, as you can see, the first few results that come up are primary sources. Now these can be very useful, but they're not quite what we're after for the time being. So what we're going to do is scroll past all the results that aren't relevant to us. And we can see, if we scroll down to the 11th result, we found Renaissance Monarchy, the reigns of Henry VIII, Francis I and Charles V by Glenn Richardson. So we can click on that and we can see from the reference where exactly the book is located in the library.
So the book we've chosen is this one on Renaissance Monarchy. So let's have a look for something on Anne Boleyn. So we always go straight to the index, which is always at the back of the book in alphabetical order. So if we're looking for something on Anne Boleyn, we just shoot down and we find Anne Boleyn, and you can see there's quite a few pages with information on her. So let's go to page 76. So then we use our skim reading skills to find the relevant information. There we go. As Queen Anne Boleyn supported the Anglo-French alliance and her relatives were frequently sent as ambassadors to Francis. Let's have a go at taking that in note form.
Note-taking can be a time-consuming task, but fear not, we're here to help. We suggest creating and consistently using your own personal code that will make taking notes that much easier for you and can completely enhance your educational experience.
This is a sentence from the research book that we found earlier. I'm going to model a couple of ways in which you can effectively and efficiently note take, and a couple of ways that you can code your notes. For example, I am going to underline Anne Boleyn in one colour, underline Anglo-French alliance in another colour, and sent as ambassadors to France in another colour. With these, I will create a key which you can go back to and use as a reference later. So for purple and Anne Boleyn, I would code that as key figures. Pink and Anglo-French alliance, I will code as international, or int and a dot, relations. And thirdly, the green and sent as ambassadors to France as politics. This is a way in which you can add themes and concepts to your notes. Another thing that I would recommend for note taking is shortening certain words or certain key figures in a way in which you find easy to remember. For example, for Henry VIII, linking it back to the context of this note, we can put a H and then an 8, or you could also put just the H and then the 8 in Roman numerals. And then 16th century, you can put with a big C and then 16th inside of it. Another example could be government, just shortening like I did with international, so a GOV and a dot. And then finally, for another key figure linking to this note, you could put Anne Boleyn just simply as A.B, and you should be able to remember it quite easily and quite quickly.
Tip. So, take a note of your page number from when you take a note, so that you can use it later in your referencing. This is really useful when you get to university as well. And remember to reread your notes so you'll understand what notes you're taking down.
We hope that this video was useful for you in your A-level journeys.